Anyway, guys, so we have some crazy stuff that went on last night. Today, whenever really. Is it considered today? It says June 14th, so I guess that is today, but that was like at what, 2 in the morning, technically? Something like that? It'll, hopefully saying all this. Let me refresh this. Because more info gets added and then Grok picks up on it. Because before, Grok was saying, well, none of this stuff was, verified. Now they're saying it's verified and stuff. So we'll see. Let's go through, oh, he did that. This was a lot different and a lot shorter now. That can either be a good thing or a bad thing. We'll read through this and then we'll get all our info here. But I just want to see if Grok can summarize this quickly. On June 14th, 2025, a suspect identified on X as Vance Luther Bolter, I think that's how you'd pronounce that, carried out a politically motivated incident in Minnesota targeting Democratic lawmakers. The attacks resulted in the deaths of State Representative Melissa Hortman, 55, and her husband, Mark, and their Brooklyn Park home. State Senator John Hoffman, 60, and his wife, Yvette, were also blanked at their Champlin home, approximately 5 miles away, but are expected to survive. I actually thought he had gotten all 4 of them. Wow. Okay, good news there. The suspect, who remains at large, reportedly impersonated a police officer wearing blue pants, a blue shirt, and black body armor during the attacks, which began around 2 a.m. Wow, I was dead on with that. At the Hoffman residence. Authorities found No Kings flyers in the suspect's vehicle, linking them to the nationwide No Kings protests against the Trump administration policies, including its immigration crackdown and perceived authoritarian actions. These protests, organized by the 5051 movement, is it 5051, really? That's interesting. But anyway, I like how he did put, or how Grok did put perceive. I like how I call Grok he. That's kind of odd. It can't take the human out of it, huh? Perceived authoritarian actions. I mean, it's unbelievable that they think it's authoritarian to remove people who are invading our country and stealing our resources. It's authoritarian to stop them from robbing us blind. Isn't that wild to think that that's how the leftists act? But, yeah, he's a Walz appointee, that too. Is that going to be, it should have this in here. Organized, let's see. Supported by groups like Move On and the ACLU were held in nearly two. Okay, I don't care about any of this here at all. Anyway, let's get back to the meat of this, I guess. The incidents prompted Minnesota officials, including Governor Tim Walz, to cancel No Kings protests in the state out of caution. Ooh, that's a smart move. With the Minnesota Department of Public Safety urging the public to avoid planned demonstrations due to the ongoing manhunt. These attacks were described as politically motivated incidents, with the No Kings flyer suggesting a connection to the protest movement's rhetoric, which criticizes Trump's action as akin to those a king-defying democratic norms. However, there is no direct evidence that these protests themselves were targeted. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and local police are investigating. Yeah, no, the protests weren't targeted because it was a protester that was involved. With no further details on the suspect's motives, background publicly confirmed beyond the X post identifying Bolter, posts on X reflect Wow, that is a tongue twister for me. Posts on X reflect mixed statements. That is a serious tongue twister. Try that 5 times fast. With some users highlighting the irony of No Kings supporter attacking Democrats, though these claims remain inconclusive without official verification. No additional information about Lance Bolter, such as his age, background, or specific motive, is available from the provided sources. The investigation is ongoing, and authorities continue to search for the suspect. Okay, so let's see if we can refresh this again, see what it comes up to again, because there was a lot of detail that it took out. Interesting. This is exactly the way I had it before. Why did he not do this again and just update everything? Interesting. So there was a manifesto and target list. Police discovered a manifesto in the suspect's car containing a list of over 50 potential targets, including Democratic politicians at the federal and state levels, as well as the can't say that word, baby termination rights activist. The list reportedly included Minnesota Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith, Democratic representatives, and all of this. So this is what's interesting, though, right? Targeting all these Democrats. However, what was the last thing the Democrats did? You know, Minnesota legislator votes to remove undocumented immigrants, adults from state health program. That's what she did before she was taken out. I have no doubt that a lot of this stuff that the person has in their car probably was trying to paint himself to look like a mad right-winger. The only issues with it is we know for a fact this person was a left-winger. He was appointed by Tim Walz. He was definitely on the side of the No Kings march, protest, whatever you want to call it. And he was taking people out who went against the Democratic Party. Quote unquote, being a traitor. It's too obvious what happened. You know what I mean? So tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching this, and I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.